So we are now in Bethlehem in the West Bank of Palestine, and we're going to visit the church where supposedly Jesus was born. He was actually born in a cave, but they built a church on top of it. And Christmas celebrations are still going on even though it's January 2nd. And this is the entrance to the church. Let's go inside. Just gonna duck down here. So now we are inside the Church of Nativity, about to go into the cave or the manger where Jesus was apparently born. Just left the Church of the Nativity and we're out in Manger Square here in Bethlehem. Christmas celebrations are still going on. Now we're gonna head over to the Banksy graffiti on the wall that separates Jerusalem and Palestine. So it's really dark out here. I'm not sure if you can see, but we are at the wall that separates Palestine, the West Bank, with the rest of Israel. And it's, you know, it's one of the most controversial topics here in Israel and in the Middle East and around the world even. And it's littered with graffiti, mainly messages of peace. And here you have a massive mural of Donald Trump. I don't know what it represents necessarily, but I imagine the Palestinians don't really like Trump since he moved the embassy from Tel Aviv to Jerusalem. Is this the fake one? What does that say?
Okay, so we just got back to Israel from the Palestinian border. It was quite the experience. We had a really good driver that took us around all around the city.
We learned about the Palestine wall that the Israeli army has built, which effectively separates different neighborhoods of Palestinian territory. It's kind of like the modern day Berlin Wall, depending on who you ask. If you ask the Israelis, it's a security perimeter. If you ask the Palestinians, it's a divisional wall.
Yeah, it was so cool to walk around there. You saw like all these little stories about different Palestinians, like their story about the wall and everything, and it was quite touching, to be honest.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
We thought it was kind of strange that although all three of the major religions, Islam, Judaism, Christianity, they have the same morals and ethics, they preach the same thing about peace and love, that it's so decisive and divisional, and that so many wars have been fought and so many lives have been lost, lives ruined by
war and by religion.
And there's a wall going straight down the middle of Jerusalem, the holy city in the world. It's kind of ironic, honestly.
Yeah.
Good morning. It's Friday here in Jerusalem at the Men Hayuda market, which means it's pre-Shabbat. So everyone is rushing to buy all of their food and everything they need before Shabbat tonight. And Shabbat is basically the 7th day. It's the day of rest. So all the shops close and everyone has a family dinner at home. So right now this is the rush right before Shabbat. And this market is huge and they sell everything. So this is the city of David. That's an archaeological site right outside the old city of Jerusalem. It's actually where Jerusalem all began and where it was founded. So we're gonna walk around and check it out. Julia's trying to soak up as much sun as possible before we head back to Sweden.
Okay, Okay, so we're in the city of David, and we're gonna walk down to the dry tunnels, which were where they were like walking around 4,000 years ago, transporting stuff, hiding, and doing all sorts of things. So we're kind of in a hurry because we have 5 minutes before they close. So tag along.
So these are the tunnels under the city of David, the original Jerusalem that carried water to the inhabitants, and it's a little bit claustrophobic in here.
It's so narrow.
Yeah, is it?
Wow, look at this. It's
That
like,
backpack is scraping against the wall. My mom's afraid of heights, she has allergies, she's claustrophobic. She's vegetarian.
are you?
We're in this amazing old room that was built in the Middle Ages that was built on top of the site apparently where the Last Supper was, where Jesus had his Last Supper with the disciples. Film that. Now we've left Mount Zion. We saw where Mary passed away, where Jesus had his Last Supper. We saw the tomb of King David. Now we're heading back up towards Jaffa Gate, and it's Shabbat today, which I mentioned earlier. Shabbat is Friday after sundown or near sunset, and basically the whole country shuts down because it's a religious holiday. So we're in search of some food at a restaurant, but it's gonna be hard because apparently everything's closed.
We will find something. There are kosher restaurants that are not kosher where you can eat. So we just have to find something like that.
So now we're on the lookout for some food, preferably a falafel. This is the life right here. Cafe, Jerusalem. My mom has a beer. I have a really good sandwich. What did you just say to that cat? That weird thing you just said in Swedish?
Kattjävel,